guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the best books that I read in 2023. Well, I started this booktube in around August or September of this year. Since the beginning of this channel, all the books that I've read were recommended from my favorite booktubers. So they're like quite curated to my taste. So I definitely like most of the books that I read this year. But next year we're going to be more adventurous. We're going to try out new genres. Okay, I promise you that. So yeah, let's get into the video. These books are all they're not in a ranking order or something. It's just I'm just mentioning books normally. So the first book I'm going to talk about is The Ballad of the Never After. You guys know how much I ranted about Once Upon a Broken Heart in the random number generator video. It just irked me a lot, but the writing of the author is really amazing. I have mentioned it in the video. The writing style is really good. You know, it's magical. It just pulls you in. It just grabs your attention. It's really good. So Stephanie Garber's writing is an E+. Okay, so that's why I have decided to read the second book as well, and it didn't disappoint. The main character gets more mature. It's really interesting to see how she is navigating through these situations. Okay, I finished it. It really baffled me. Okay, so it left me in confusion and a lot of tears, to be honest. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. This is one of the best books that I read in 2023, I can say that. And I'm currently reading the third book, The Curse for True Love, and I will let you know about my thoughts on that book when I finish it. Okay, so yeah, it was one of the best books. So I'm just going to give you a summary of Once Upon a Broken Heart. It follows a girl named Evangeline Fox. She believes in fairy tales, so she grew up believing that, you know, her life will be a fairy tale. She'll find her true love, she will live happily ever after. Okay, it's what she believes in, but that doesn't happen, does it? In real life, real life sucks. Okay, so that's what happens with Evangeline. So she goes to the church of Prince of Hearts. Okay, strikes a deal with him, you know, to get her true love back, something like that. And things take quite a turn from there. So yeah, and the first book annoyed me a little bit. The characters annoyed me a little bit, but the writing style is so good. Okay, the second book is truly worth your time. It was truly worth my time. It comes under the genres of fantasy, romance, young adult. Okay, and there's a lot of magic involved, and there are these kind of fates that are like godlike creatures, something like that. So it's really magical, guys. If you love fantasy, you can give it a try. Okay, so yeah, on to the next book. So the next book is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Okay, this is also part of a series. This is the first book in the Naturals series. Okay, it's called The Naturals. Duh. Okay, basic summary of this book is some teens they have natural abilities to read people's emotions. Some can do profiling. They can tell you what you're feeling from all your mannerisms, your expressions and stuff like that. So FBI makes a group of these kids, teenagers, and calls it the Naturals. And yeah, and they investigate certain crimes together, and this is a murder mystery. Okay, it's a thriller, a murder mystery. It's really good. Okay, I really like the mind games in it, and I couldn't guess the twist. Okay, so I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was like, you know, the writing is also, you know, according to my taste, it's like to the point, and it leaves you in suspense. So definitely recommend it if you like mysteries, murder mysteries, crimes, and mind games, etc. Okay, next book is Rebel of the Sands by Alvin Hamilton. I have talked about this book series in quite a few videos of mine. This is a really good series, you guys. I really liked the first two books. The third book, I still haven't gotten to it because, you know, lazy. So yeah, I still haven't gotten to it, but I'll complete it. Okay, first I'll finish all this series, all the third books in each series, and then I'll go to new books. Okay, so that aside, The Rebel of the Sands is about a girl named Amani who is a very good shooter. She lives in this village, I think. It's a desert called Dustwalk, and she wants to escape from there because she doesn't like staying there, but she feels like she doesn't belong there. So she just wants to travel to a faraway land and stay happily. Okay, and then there are a lot of mystical creatures in this as well, like horses, mythical horses. They're so good. Jinns, it gives me Aladdin vibes, to be honest. So yeah, I just loved the vibe of it. And although I felt it was a little bit slow paced, not that much, but a bit slow paced, I really enjoyed reading the book. And that's why I read the second book as well, which is the next best book in that I've read in 2023, which is Traitor to the Throne. The twists and turns, you guys, the twists and turns. The writing is good in both of these books. I haven't read the third one yet, so I'll let you know the overall review of the series once I have finished the third book. And yeah, so that's my view on this. The next best book I have read is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I have read it as a part of the random number generator video that I previously made, and I really liked the writing and I really liked the story. Okay, I got pretty interested in the story, so I continued reading it, even though I shouldn't have at that time, because I had these specific number of pages only to read. So the brief summary of Divine Rivals is that it follows Iris and Roman. Okay, these two are our main leads, and these two work in the same newspaper company and are fighting for a job promotion. Okay, only one of them gets it. And also there are like two gods that are fighting each other, and Iris's brother goes to the front lines to help in that war. So she's constantly worrying about her brother, and her mother is also a bit of a problem for her. She has a job at stake here. This comes under fantasy, romance genre, young adult, so, and doesn't contain that many spicy scenes as well. So yeah, I just really like the romance element. I like the lore of the the gods in this. There are gods, there are all kinds of magical stuff going on. So yeah, these are all the best books that I've read in 2023. Some of them didn't make it to the list because, well, I didn't like them, you can say. Like, they're not the best that I've read, but I have read like 8 books so far in 2023, because I started in August. I started counting from there. I have read like 8 books, and out of those I liked only 5 of them. Okay, so yeah, I didn't mention Once Upon a Broken Heart because I didn't really like it. As you guys know, in the previous video I have ranted a lot about that book, so I didn't like it. I shouldn't put it on the best books list. So yeah, but the second book is awesome. So I think this is the first time I have ever made a non-spoiler book video. Okay, and I'm really sorry if you got spoiled from any of those books. I will try to keep it non-spoilery from now on. So yeah, happy new year to you guys, and here's to reading a lot of new books next year, a lot of good books next year. Okay, bye bye, see you guys next year.